5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hola everyone, it's your boy Rachel K Pro and I'm back with yet another interesting tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about something so interesting in algebra. That's your simultaneous equations. But before we continue, I need you to go on that Instagram, our Facebook by the way, our TikTok, our Twitter, and just like, comment, share, tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, tell your boyfriends about us. We're the coolest kids in the block. Period. Sharp. So but today we are here, right? So let's talk about simultaneous equations, right? This is for grade 11s and grade 12s. Very easy topic, but it needs your deep understanding of algebra. Remember, I built you from the first step. Now I'm building you and showing that you can actually manipulate algebra to get whatever you want in mathematics. So simultaneous equations, the word simultaneous, right? It means concurring, right? I'm an English tutor, you guys know. Concurring, right? Concurring. Also means same time, right? Same time. It means that we are solving for x and y same time, right? So it's an equation, but we are solving for these variables at the same time, or for these terms or whatsoever. So simple things. Let's check this out. We are given x plus 2 is equals to 2y. There. That's where now. Okay, let me put it in this form. Where now what you're gonna do? You're gonna take a pencil and say equation 1, right? We are given x squared plus y is equals to 1 minus y plus x. You say equation 2, right? Sharp. Now look, you're gonna go and look for the most complicated one in these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Which one looks more complicated? Me, I'd say this one is complicated, right? Because it has x squared plus y, 1 minus y. It's so complicated, guys, right? So the complicated one, you ignore it for now. You ignore it, right? Step by step, guys, step by step. I hope you're writing down. Sharp. Then what do? I go to equation 1 because it looks easy. I write down my equation 1. X plus 2 is equals to 2y. Perfect. What happens now? I must make any of these two variables the subject of the formula. Which one is more easier to work with as the subject of the formula? It's simple. X already doesn't have a variable, it has 1. So I can just easily transpose your 2 to the other side, and then I'll have x is equals to 2y minus 2. And this is what we call equation 3, guys. Number 3. Sharp. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how is this equation 3 going to help us out? Simple. You remember the one that I said you must ignore? You are going to substitute. You are going to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. The complicated one. Right? So we manipulated equation 1 to be easier so that we can actually prank equation 2. So this is a baby that is going to help you to get another baby in base, right? Perfect. It's going to help you get another baby if you are infertile in mathematics. No offense. Sharp. Right, so let's use this baby to get another baby. Because now, at this point, we can't get twins. We are infertile. So we need something that's going to help us to hit 2. Never mind. It's fine. Sharp. So what happens now? Can you see that when I substitute, I'm just going to draw a table. Check. X squared. What is x? Where I see x, I substitute 2y minus 2. Right? There's a squared there. Right? Plus y is equals to 1 minus y. Where I see x, I substitute 2y minus 2. Perfect, right? Then what do? I start solving, guys. Body like terms here, we have like terms, distribution. What do I check? Can you see that we have a square here? It means we must open up two brackets. Perfect. This is the distribution law that's going to work here, that you learned in grade 5. If I'm not mistaken. Right. Check coast. 2y, I'm using the distribution law. You learned it in grade 5. I remember my maths teacher slapping me for not understanding this thing. Now, 2y times 2y, shout out to Miss Mosito by the way. 2y times 2y, I have 4y squared. 2y times negative 2, right? And a positive times a negative is obviously going to be a negative. What do I have there? 2 times 2, which is what? 4y, right? Perfect. Now, another 4y there, right? Then, negative 2 times 2 is still a negative. 2 times 2 is still a 4, right? I hope I'm making sense right there. Oh, sorry. 2y times 2y, 4y squared. 2y times negative 2, right? Which is going to be a negative 4y, right? A negative 2 times that is still the same thing. Then negative 2 times negative 2, it must be a positive. A negative and a negative must be a positive, which means now I'm getting a positive 4. Perfect. Plus y, right? Then 1 minus y plus 2y minus 2. Now, if you are lazy, you're going to get 0 for this one. It's 6 marks, by the way. It's 6 marks. Perfect. So I'm just going to show you. Yeah, all you have to do is group the like terms. All you have to do is group the like terms. You can remove this bracket here because it's the same, right? Because obviously next outside the bracket there's a 1 there, and once you multiply it, you're still gonna get the same thing. So we're gonna remove those brackets there, right? I hope I'm making sense. So if you can check this out, group the like terms. We are grouping now. Can you see that 4y and negative 4y and y, they are from the same family? They are born by the same guy. So negative 4 and negative 4 will give you a negative 8. Then negative 8 plus 1, because next to each y is a 1 there. So in negative 8, it's going to give you a negative 7y. Now, simplification. Then I still have my 4y squared, right? And then I have my plus 4. Let's go to the other side. 1. Check. Like terms, guys. Let me remove this one. 1 minus 2, they are like terms, is equals to a negative 1, period. Negative y plus 2y is like saying negative 1 plus 2, which is a positive 1. But now positive 1, what? Y. Right? Can I group the like terms now? Yes, I can. I can actually transpose everything to this side. Check. 4y squared, right? Minus, okay, wait. When I take my 1y, this side, it becomes a negative. So I have negative 7, negative 1, which is going to give me negative 8y. Right? When I bring my 1, it was negative this side will be positive. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Then I equate it to 0. Why? Because when I told you the first tutorial, I said that we equate to 0 because we are going to now start using the standard formula. Right? The standard formula. Right? Whereby everything is equated to 0. Whereby we have ax squared plus bx plus c. Right? And I told you I can't factorize. So because I can't factorize, I'm going to be solving for y. Ne? And once I solve for y, I'm going to take whatever I got for y and bring it back here and get my x. Mathematics. Sharp. So check. What am I going to use? I'm going to use my quadratic formula. I'm not going to continue with that step as I always do because I'm lazy. But don't be lazy. Do the step. Right? So, because I created this question from my head, it's going to give you comma, what. But simultaneous equation, the answer is always a negative or a positive. It's always a whole number. It's not a decimal number. It's not a decimal number unless otherwise. Sharp. So, and if it's a decimal number, they'll say round off to 2 decimal places. It's never a decimal number. But this is going to give you a decimal number in your calculator because I created it from my head. And I'm dumb, by the way. So, sharp. Check. What are you going to do here? Quadratic formula. X is equals to negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac. It's behind your formula sheet. Then you substitute. Then what do? You get your 2 answers. It will tell you, maybe they'll say y is equals to 2 or y is equals to 4. I'm making an example. I'm not saying y is equals to 2. I'm just saying something like that, right? But remember, what I'm trying to do here is give you the basics and the logic of how to do this whole thing. Sure. So now when you have these 2 answers, right? How are you going to get your x? You're going to say table. Ne? Sure. We take this equation 3 now. We are going to use it to get our x. We're going to say x is equals to 2y minus 2. Even this side you say x is equals to 2y minus 2. But this side, which y are you using? Here you're using that y is equals to 2. And that other side you're using y is equals to 4. Right? Perfect. I hope I'm making sense. So what do? X is equals to 2. Where you see y, you put your 2. Then you say minus 2. Punch in your calculator. You get the answer for x. Sharp. This side. Now this side your y is 4. Where you see y, you put 4. And you punch in your calculator. Right? Then you get your answer. So what is x? There. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So x is 2 here. 2 times 4, 8. Minus 2, 6. X is equals to 6 here. So then when the marker marks, they're going to mark these answers and those answers and all the methods there. I'm not saying the answer to here. Please note, the answer to here is not y is equals to 2, y is equals to 4. Punch in your calculator, get the answers, then apply this method. Well, if your y is 1 over 2, you put 1 over 2 here. It depends, right? So that's how you do your simultaneous equations. Please do me a favor, drop a like, drop comments on the comment section. Talk to me if I made a mistake. Talk to me if there's something that you don't understand. I have a WhatsApp group, by the way. Join the WhatsApp group, the link is in the description. Let's talk about mathematics. Let's enjoy maths and science, right? So stay tuned for the next part 2 of simultaneous equations. Shout out.